true Biafran. MAZI NNAMDI uniquely brings to you Radio Biafra live broadcast by the eminent Supreme Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, the Director of Radio Biafra, and the Supreme Commander of the Armies of Biafra, MAZI NNAMDI KANU. The evening broadcast, live and direct, on the 9th day of May, 2013. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Browse Biafran Restoration websites at www.ipob.org and radiobiafra.co. Also browse our website at www.biafran.org to learn more about Biafra history. Visit our YouTube channel more often for the very best of Biafran videos. Enjoy it.
All hail Biafra, land of the rising sun. We love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. In Him we trust. Shout it, sing it. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. We have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes, our precious beings born, both day and night. Say them always, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by your enlightenment. Biafra, Biafra, shining forever.
Wonderful people, great Biafrans wherever you are in the world, we are welcoming you that this is Radio Biafra. We're coming to you from London on this day, the 9th day of May in the year of our Lord 2013. I'm Nnamdi Kanu. I'm here to present Radio Biafra. I'm also joined by Dr. Chukwume Egemba. We are hoping also to have Carol Monday, the English woman, in the studio much later because she's saying she's upset that the amount of response we are reporting that we're receiving doesn't match the rhetoric that she's obviously getting from our people. that people have written to her to say a lot of things. But basically what we are saying is we're not matching it with our action. So she's quite upset about it, and she said she'll be coming into the studio to air her views if we're serious about getting Biafra. So once again, if you're joining us, this is Radio Biafra. We're coming to you from London. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. Once again, we bring you Radio Biafra every blessed day. There is Radio Biafra every day. Every blessed day, 7 p.m. London time, there is Radio Biafra. You always get us via www.radiobiafra.co, not .com, .co. Write it on a piece of paper, print it, and go and give it to people where you are. Tell them how they can get Radio Biafra. Text your friends, email them, put it on your Facebook page. A lot of people are hiding their faces. They claim they are Biafrans. They're hiding their faces on Facebook. They are using other symbols to cover who they are. We are not afraid. We are not ashamed of where we are coming from. We are not ashamed of where we are going. We are not ashamed of the name Biafra. So we are asking you to please reveal your faces, whoever you are, on Radio Biafra Facebook page. If you are using any symbol to hide yourself, we are asking you to reveal, because there is nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to Biafra. Once again, we welcome all our listeners from across this earth. Every continent in the world receives Radio Biafra. Every country on this earth receives radio, because there are Biafrans all over the place. Yesterday we had callers from New Zealand as well as from Thailand and a few other places that we don't normally receive calls from. So we are very grateful to all of you for tuning in. We are very grateful for your dedication, for your loyalty. Do not forget to make it a point of duty to visit Radio Biafra website at least 2 times every day, morning and afternoon, or sometimes even 3 times a day. Make it your homepage. Make Radio Biafra your homepage, the place you go to be able to receive accurate, in-depth information that no other news media will report. Accurate, in-depth analysis that no other particular platform that broadcast news will be able to bring to you. Please, 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 we're asking you to also tell your friends, invite your friends to Radio Biafra Facebook page. Get them to like Radio Biafra Facebook page. Uche Mefo is doing a very wonderful work. Also, Zini Eziada is doing a very wonderful work. Chinelo Olo is doing a very wonderful work. A lot of people are working tirelessly hard to make sure that Radio Biafra goes ahead, to make sure that the message we're propagating gets to the right places. And for that reason and that reason alone, please, we're asking you to be an ambassador, be a disciple for Radio Biafra. Go and spread the message. Go and spread the news. We are saying today that the reason why our app is a bit delayed, is because we are trying to configure it to suit the slow speed of the mobile handsets you have in Nigeria. We must state it, because this is Radio Biafra. We don't hide anything. We put everything out in the open because we don't know where the expertise will come from. Right now, Radio Biafra is broadcasting on a very high, what is called kbps rate. Very, very high, 192, which is the highest in the field. Whereas in Nigeria, the mobile phone you have in Nigeria, the download speed of an average mobile phone in Nigeria is only 64 kbps. Only 64. So while some people can, with the more recent additions to either the BlackBerry or Samsung family, the more older versions are finding it very, very difficult to pick up Radio Biafra transmission. And for that reason, we are trying to configure the app so that when they put it on their phones all across the world, all across Africa especially, it should be able to function properly. These are the things that are tweaking right now, and that is why it's taking slightly longer than we had expected, because at Radio Biafra, anytime we say something, you do it. You can also get Radio Biafra via Bilie Human Rights. BilieHumanRights.org. Bilie Human Rights with an S at the end. BilieHumanRights.org. If you type in Bilie Human Rights, it should be able to take you into the website. Also, if you go to the website of Indigenous People of Biafra, indigenouspeopleofbiafra.org, you should also be able to get us there. Tell your friends, if anybody rings you to say, oh, but I'm not getting Radio Biafra on radiobiafra.co, tell them to go to, please, BilieHumanRights.org. They should be able to get us there. For those with a mobile phone, for those with a handset, for those with a tablet, go to the homepage of Radio Biafra, go to the live stream you will see the icon, the play button, which is the arrow pointing forward, the play button. You click on it, you should be able to start receiving us. Those with iPhones, those with all other mobile phones, once you go in there, you should be able to see on the live stream on the top right hand corner in Radio Biafra main website, which is www.radiobiafra.co. You click on it, you should be able to start receiving us. If you're using a laptop, it should stream automatically. If you're on any other mainframe, it should come to you automatically. Once again, if you're joining us, we are welcoming you. We're saying good evening from a rather damp and slightly cold London this evening. And also, before we proceed, I'll go to Dr. Gemba to please say hello to all of you. Please, Doctor.
Our respected and highly valued listeners all over the world, it is a great pleasure and with humility that I am welcoming you to this edition of our program. You are the life wire of this station. Without you listening, without you tuning in and supporting, we are nothing. We won't do anything. So whenever you log on, you are as well at the same time contributing to this struggle. So listening to Radio Biafra is on its own part of their contribution, and don't let it be only your own personal contribution, but let it also be contribution of other people whom you will introduce to listen to Radio Biafra, because it is only so you can get unadulterated people's journalism direct from our people. Once again, thank you for joining us, and please sit comfortable and enjoy what we are going to bring to you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. That is Dr. Gemba, who, we've been in this struggle now since 1996, 1997, working for our people diligently. You don't hear our names. It's only recently we started talking to newspapers anyway. We wanted to work tirelessly behind the door, behind closed doors, basically, to make sure that we get our people where they should be. We are pleading with our callers, our listeners on Skype to please give us some time before you start calling. Normally, you start calling Radio Biafra around about 7:30. We still have a fair way to go. We need to bring you the headlines. We know that some people are itching to call in. And please, if you don't get us on Skype, call the mobile phone as well. The number is on your screen. The number for the mobile phone is on your screen. The Skype is very simple. It's just add Radio Biafra. Tell your friends to join Radio Biafra. Ask them to be part of Radio Biafra. Ask them to please be part of what we are doing. I'm also delighted to say that we are joined by Chukuni Ebunieze Ekpa as well. Ekpa, please say hello to our listeners before we proceed, please.
Yeah, welcome our listeners to this wonderful program we're having today. I hope you will enjoy today's program, and we will expect that you are going to contribute in what you are going to do today, and then so that we'll continue to move the struggle forward.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. That is Ekpa there. And as I said previously, we are joined by Ekpa, and also Dr. Chukwume Gemba is with us. If you're joining us for the very first time, if you're returning to Radio Biafra, this is the only place where you can speak from Thailand and somebody in Canada will hear you. This is the only place you can speak from Sweden and somebody in South Africa will hear you. This is the only place where you can speak from Austria and somebody in Australia will hear you. This is the only place where you can speak from Japan and somebody in Chile will be able to hear you, because we cover the entire planet. The magnitude of what Radio Biafra is doing is unsurpassed. Our people don't even know how great the work that Radio Biafra is doing. Some of you acknowledge the work that we are doing, and we're very, very grateful for that. But we are telling you to please go out and be a disciple, be an apostle for Radio Biafra. Go and tell the world what Radio Biafra represents, that with the help of every listener, with the help of the 10-man council in every country of the world, we will announce to the entire humanity that Biafra is here to stay. When you type in Biafra in your Word document right now, as I keep saying, you see a red line underneath, which means this name, we don't know what it means. That is what the world is telling us, that the people who are configuring all these things are saying, we don't know what your name means. Let us tell them the meaning of Biafra. It is up to us to let the world know that we exist as a people and that nobody can ride roughshod over us. Let us make the world remove the red ink under Biafra when you write it in any word document, and let them respect us for who we are. Right now, Biafra is in the doldrums. It is not just the duty of Radio Biafra. It is not just the duty of Bilie Humaresini. It is the absolute duty of each and everybody to make sure that Biafra comes into existence. Without further hesitation, please, we ask you to spread. If you contact Radio Biafra or you have contacted Radio Biafra before, especially for those of you on Skype, write on your wall on Skype that you are listening to Radio Biafra. Tell people what to do to join. If you are close to Facebook, tell people you are listening to Radio Biafra on your Facebook wall and ask them to also tune in. There is nobody looking for you. People should not be afraid. We are in court already. We took Nigeria to court already, so nothing can ever happen to you. We should stop being afraid. We should rise up to the challenge and take on these people to make sure that we are free from Nigeria. If you're joining us once again, we welcome you on this day, the 9th day of May in the year of our Lord 2013. I'm Nnamdi Kanu. Dr. Chukwuemeka Gemba is with me, and so also is Chukwu Ebunieze. But the headlines on this day is that tension in Ibadan market over alleged Boko Haram killings of Yoruba traders in northern Nigeria. Also, we are reporting this evening that gunmen killed 20 police officers in Nasarawa in the lawless northern Nigeria. In the Hausa Fulani controlled northern Nigeria, where there is lawlessness, 20 additional police officers, not the 55 military personnel that were killed yesterday. This is fresh this morning. 20 other police officers were killed in Nasarawa because Boko Haram is determined to wipe out the entire security apparatus in the country with the help of their sponsors Buhari, Babangida and Atiku, and they are living up to the billing. They are getting help and sponsorship and arms shipments from Iran. Iran is supplying Boko Haram with guns, and they are causing absolute havoc and mayhem because they want to Islamize everybody in Nigeria. If you fold your hands and keep quiet, you will join them. They will Islamize you by force. We don't mind Islamization by peaceful means, preaching the Quran. That is understandable for people who want to go and join them. But we are saying that forcibly converting people to Islam is unacceptable, and it will be resisted by genuine Biafrans, of which there are only few of us. We know that for sure. Those calling on the phone should please exercise some patience as well. If you text us, we'll also be able to take your call. We continue to present the headlines this evening that Rochas Okorocha played host to leaders of APC, the New Hausa, Fulani and Yoruba political party headed by Tinubu and Buhari. Rochas Okorocha played host to them yesterday at Owerri. We'll be looking at the implications for all of this, what Rochas Okorocha has been up to. A lot of people have been saying a lot of things, and we will hold all these corrupt people to account when the time comes. Radio Biafra warned our listeners. We are not soothsayers. We tell you the way it is. We warned our listeners that this man is evil himself. Nobody listened. Now it is happening before our eyes. Imo State is being Islamized as we sleep. Imo State is being Islamized, completely changed. The face of Imo State is changing to that of Islam before our very eyes, and we cannot do anything about it. But thankfully for Radio Biafra, we are going to do something about it, because we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Lastly, we are telling you this evening that Goodluck Jonathan himself is the only person who is going to choose the next Anambra governor. Goodluck Jonathan have decided that he is the person that will choose the next Anambra governor, according to Arthur Eze. He's been told, you pick somebody for Anambra, then we make that person governor. So all the campaigning, all the voting is all meaningless. This is what is happening in Nigeria. The president appoints who leads or who is the governor of Anambra State. That is how bad things are. And the slightly, let us bring the news in slightly more detail, so to speak, so that people can place all the headlines we are bringing you within context, so we can tell you precisely what happened, where, when, and who was affected. The principal headline we brought you this evening is that there is tension at Bodija Market, which is the biggest market or the most vibrant market in Ibadan, over alleged killing by Boko Haram of Yoruba traders that went to the north. It is my contention personally that Boko Haram may have mistaken them for Igbo traders, but no, that wasn't the case. They knew they were Yoruba people and shot them dead. And this is exactly what happened. 3 Yoruba traders from the biggest market in Ibadan were shot dead in Hausa, Fulani, Islamic-controlled northern Nigeria when they went there for business only on Sunday. There were palpable tension at the popular Bodija market in Ibadan on Tuesday as the traders protested over the alleged killing of 4 of their colleagues by Boko Haram insurgents in Maiduguri, Borno State on Sunday. The victims, simply identified as Nehas Fatai, he is also known as Coach, his nickname is Coach, Alaba and Amodu, were allegedly shot dead by unidentified gunmen 2 kilometers to Dikua village, their destination, when they traveled to Borno State, the capital, to buy millet products. Millet is a type of millet is a kind of is a seed that I think is joro, they call it millet, that they used to produce a lot of food stuff and all the rest of them. The market was officially shut on Tuesday. That was Bodija Market was officially shut on Tuesday as no trading activities were allowed to take place. The deceased were said to be responsible young men. Sources at the market told Premium Times, they didn't tell Radio Biafra, in case people say it is propaganda, they told Premium Times that the gunmen ambushed the commercial bus in which they were traveling in and ordered it to stop. The assailants then started sorting the passengers according to their ethnic background. This is the key to this very story. The Boko Haram people stopped the bus and said, if you're Yoruba, you go this way. If you're Igbo, you go another way. If you're Hausa, you go another way. They sorted it out, exactly what the entire world condemned in Europe. Ethnic cleansing is what is happening in Nigeria, and people are keeping quiet. People are going about their normal business as if nothing is happening, when death is being visited upon people from all walks of life in that useless zoo and cage called Nigeria. Now, this is what happened, because it is very, very important we understand precisely what is going on in Nigeria. This is Radio Biafra. We don't present news like CNN or BBC or NTA, where somebody just reads something that makes no sense to anybody. Here we tell you the implications of the news. We try to analyze the news for you as we are bringing, so you understand the ramifications of what we are presenting and the in-depth knowledge required for you to understand the amount and the scale of evil going on in Nigeria. This Bodija market was shut officially. Even as at yesterday, it was still closed. The deceased were said to be responsible young men who were traveling to the north. They were traveling to go and buy joro, or whatever they call it, that pigeon eat. People who grew up back in various parts of northern Nigeria should be able to know this. They were sorted out amongst who comes from where. They were ordered to lie face down and shot to death in the head. A market leader who craved anonymity said it was gathered that the attackers made away with millions of naira with which the traders planned to buy their goods. The news was broken to the market leadership on Sunday by kinsmen of the deceased, the relatives of the people that were killed, who usually accommodate the dead traders on their trips to the north. There are Yoruba people living in this particular area waiting for these people to arrive. They never came because Boko Haram sorted them out and shot them and took all their money. Fearing reprisal and possible backlash between the mourning Yoruba traders and their Hausa counterparts in Bodija Market in Ibadan, armed policemen, as they normally do, armed policemen were heavily drafted into the market. 2 patrol vans and a contingent of stern-looking policemen with AK-47 rifles were seen stationed at strategic locations in the market. This is not the first time. This was how they killed 3 cattle dealers from here in the same area. These are 3 cattle dealers that went to the north to go and buy cattle during the Idel Kabir festival in October of last year. They can't, these are Yoruba people now saying this. These are what Yoruba people are saying. They can't be killing us and make our business trip no longer safe. Many of us often contribute money to this, our representative, so we can buy in bulk and then share, especially the elderly ones who can no longer undertake such trips, lamented one trader. The traders also refused to consider the notion that the assailants may have been mere armed robbers, saying if they were armed robbers, the murderers would have collected the money first from the deceased before shooting them. But they shot them before ransacking them and taking their money, according to people that survived it, which are Hausa people that they didn't kill. We are reporting again this evening that gunmen killed 20 police officers in Nasarawa in the lawless northern Nigeria. Gunmen on Wednesday attacked police offices in Alakio village, 10 kilometers from Lafia, the state capital, killing no fewer than 20 police officers. According to the police commissioner in Nasarawa State, Mr. Akeri Mame, the victims were going about their lawful duty of dislodging some criminal abode before they were hit by gunshots from unidentified gunmen. So if you have any brother, any sister, anybody working as a police officer for Nigeria, you better ask them to come back home because they will kill them in the north. The Boko Haram people are now moving about, shooting everybody at sight. They see you wearing a police uniform and you are dead. Any Biafran person in the north wearing a Nigerian police uniform, you are marked for death and you will be shot dead and you will be killed. Nigeria is not getting any better. It is getting worse every blessed day. We are also reporting this evening that Rochas Okorocha, Alhaji Rochas Okorocha, the governor of Imo State, have played host yesterday to CPC and Action Congress that formed the new party APC, Action People's Congress or whatever they call it, where Rochas Okorocha single-handedly dragged the party that was formed by Chekwas Okori, dragged the party that was led by Ojukwu to go and hand over to the same Hausa people we are running away from. This is the mess that we are in Imo State. Rochas Okorocha is dining and eating with the devil. This was the same man that was seen photographed with and eating with Gowon. It is like asking a Jewish person to go and dine with Hitler. Can we imagine a Jewish person going and sitting down with Hitler to eat? Gowon killed 3.5 million Igbo people. And Rochas Okorocha is dining with him, smiling with him, laughing with him. Now he has taken a political party he did not form. When Chekwas Okorie was seeking funds to register ABGA as a political party, Chekwas Okorie went to this same man called Rochas Okorocha and asked him in Jos, please support us, we want to float an Igbo party. Rochas Okorocha said that ABGA was a small fry, that he doesn't want to belong to a party that will represent Igbo people. He said this on record. It has been said repeatedly in the public. This man has now gone and taken the same party he rejected, and has now given him governorship seat in Imo State. He is now using it to return all of us, Islamize Imo State, and take us back to Hausa people where we are running from. Indeed, our world is coming to an end. And lastly, this evening, we are reporting that Anambra State next governor, Anambra people might as well not bother to vote, because the next governor has been chosen by Goodluck Jonathan. That is where we are going to leave the news. It is for us, it is for our people, it is for Anambra people to then realize the futility of voting in that useless zoo. As long as you are in a zoo, if you vote, any vote you cast is for an animal, because only animals inhabit a zoo. Look at what P2B is doing in Anambra State. He's still holding on to the dead bodies of some of our brothers in the mortuaries. He still doesn't want to tell us how he killed our people and dumped their bodies in a zoo river. Our topics this evening, if you go to Radio Biafra website, you will see the topics. It is there on the right hand side. You will see a green flag written topic. That is what we will be discussing. If you're joining us late and you don't know what the headline is, please go there. If you don't know what the headlines are, please go there. If you don't know the topic we're covering, please go to the topic. You will see it on the right hand side is a flag. Click on that flag. It will reveal because our website is very, very sophisticated. It will reveal the issues that we are discussing. Then you should be able to join our discussion this evening. Once again, we are telling you that our topics that we are discussing, if you call Radio Biafra, you stick to the topics that we are discussing, is that why is P2B withholding the autopsy report in Ezu River? The dead bodies he dumped inside Ezu River, we are asking him, where is the report of what killed them? We want to know how our own brothers died. At Radio Biafra, we ask after our own people, if they are our blood relatives or not, because in Biafra we are one family. If something happens to one, it is happened to all of us. So we are asking P2B, where is the report of the autopsy of the people that you threw into Ezu River? Rochas Okorocha have sold the Igbo people wholesale. He has packaged us, not retail, piece by piece. He has handed Imo State over to the Islamic Caliphate in the north, hoping to be vice presidential candidate to somebody. And lastly, now that Yoruba people are also targets and being hunted down and killed, the same way these unfortunate people were hunted down and killed from Bodija Market in Ibadan, will they agree to break Nigeria up? What will it take for Yoruba people to realize that Nigeria cannot stand? What can we do for Yoruba people for them to allow common sense to prevail and let the children of God go? Please, I'm sure that we have Dr. Egemba, you have heard everything we have outlined today regarding the headlines and what it encompasses. By way of a brief overview, by way of a very brief summary, before we go to the lines to take the calls, tell us what you make of it.
First of all, the issue of Jonathan, the President Jonathan picking the governor of Anambra State. Well, that is a confirmation of what we have been saying all this while, that voting in election in Nigeria is a formality. Now, this this news, not allegation, this news came out about 4 days ago, and up till now, nobody from the presidency has come out to say, to refute or debunk the story. INEC has not said anything, which means it is true. So if we analyze it from the point of view that it is a news story, a live news story, something that is real, so nobody should say that Biafra is saying what they don't know. This is an issue that is already a news story. Now, what it means is that the president has turned himself into INEC. He is the one who will dictate who a governor of a state will be. Is it how it's supposed to be? This is a person who puts hand in a Bible or in whatever instrument to say that he will uphold the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. What he is doing now, is it upholding the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria? There is an INEC, a fully constituted federal authority by the law that is assigned with the responsibility of conducting elections. Now, election has not been conducted. Now, the president himself has been taken on himself the role of INEC to conduct election and even give the result. This is more than 6 months before the election itself that he is going to pick, choose, dictate, select who is going to be the governor of Anambra State. Then, does it make sense then that we should be able to, does it make sense then that election should take place? When the result is known, all that needs to be done is for the president to say, this is my candidate. Then, all there is, that is it. So what is the purpose? What is the purpose of wasting people's time, wasting a lot of money? People listen what they are doing to go and queue up, line up to say that they are doing election. Does this make any sense?
No, it doesn't to me. Let us ask Ekpa to see if it makes any sense to him, because we want to know. Of course, Ekpa is from Enugu State. He's a bit further away from where this thing is happening, but all the same, Anambra is Anambra. It also encompassed Enugu State a while ago. But is this also your assessment that things are unsalvageable? Since having heard all the headlines, of course, Dr. Igemba himself chose the installment that Goodluck is going to make on Anambra people, having chosen who is going to be the governor. It is now we have served white people, we have served Kanuri people, we have served Hausa people, we have served Fulani people, we have served Yoruba people, we have served anybody that comes in Nigeria decides who governs Igbo people. It is never going to end. Please, what is your take given all the headlines we presented this evening?
We had a lot of topics to discuss, including the traders that came from Ibadan, the Boko Haram kid. But as you are concentrating on the appointment of a governor, a new governor, well, they've always done that. They don't care whoever votes for who. They always decide beforehand who rules where. And then they appoint that. They always work everything, they always send police officers and returning officers, and they orchestrate all these things. And then they appoint whoever they want and they put him there. We're just there floating around. But it's like, so I don't know how to describe it. There's no word. I'm just lost for words on what to use to be able to describe what is going on in Nigeria. So it's been going on for so long.
It's for so long. So you're saying that Yes, anybody that comes in decides who governs Igbo people. It didn't start today. They started it with BIAFRA. A lot of people don't know.
I remember what happened during the MPP time when they imposed ONU on the Anambra State. When MPP actually won.
Yes.
They announced that ONU won. The whole place it's like where somebody died.
Yes.
Nobody went to work. Then what happened 2 months later? There was a coup that actually overthrew that government.
Yes. And Ono even went and built a house of assembly in his own compound at Ngwo. This is
from that, that's one of the things that caused a lot of problems within Igbo land at the moment. But the Poeme, being the vice president at the time, wasn't happy that he could not deliver his own state. So he wanted to force MPN on Enugu State, Anambra State at all costs. That's what caused all the problems that we are having in Igbo land today. That's why nobody other Igbos refused to support him when somebody like Chimwobodo.
Okay, are you saying that was the reason why that Jim Wobodo refused to support him?
The reason why Chimwobodo sabotaged is because the Poeme ripped him out of this. Imagine Zeke losing his own state. Zeke could not, with the NPP voted for senatorial seat, almost it was a landslide for MPP. But when it came to the governorship, it went to MPN. When MPN, they brought in they brought in a lot of people and they imposed the MPN on the state.
So, but what you are saying in effect is that people can now begin. That is why at Radio Biafra we do our research very well before we come on air, so that everything we present to you is fact. When we write and we say that some of these people look at somebody as venerable as Ekweme is, people say, "Oh, why are you insulting Ekweme?" People don't know the history; they don't know the past. That this same Ekweme made Zeke to lose in his own state by rigging the election. They are the people who have the Hausa people imposed Biasika on us after the war. because Okpa Abiasika was a lecturer at University of Ibadan. They brought him out and said, because Okpa Abiasika told them that he was against the war, he was against Ojukwu. Because of that, they saw him as an enemy of the people, and they imposed Okpa Abiasika on the Biafrans, imposed him on East Central State, mostly Igbo people. Okpa Abiasika was the first person that started the policy of not teaching our children the Biafran War and what happened in the Biafran War. They have continued that same pattern of, maybe by some accident, Mbakwe and Wobodo emerged through MPP. I don't know how they did it. They managed to come out. And that was the period after Dr. Michael Okpala that our people experienced any meaningful economic growth. We must say that very clearly. That despite our differences and despite everything that Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe did in taking us into Nigeria, of course, which is a sin that covers every good thing he may have done, the economic blueprint that gave rise to the growth of the economy of the eastern Nigeria under Dr. Michael Okpala, and the same blueprint that they delivered under Mbakwe at least happened under his watch. We give him credit for that. We're not taking it back. But what we are saying is that this idea of imposing people on Igbo people is not a thing of today. They grab a few people, they grab a few of them criminals who don't understand the Igbo way of life. If you look at all of them, they are all outside Igbo land. All of them. All outside, either from Lagos or from Abuja, from Jos, from Zaria, from Sokoto, from Meduguri. They always come from outside. They impose them on us, rig them into office. And because their name is an Igbo name, you think that they are with you. They are not with you. They are there to kill you. They are there to serve the will of the master. And if we don't rise up against these criminal cabals, this criminal class that calls themselves leaders and the elite, we are finished. Our life will be miserable forever and ever. And they are the ones stopping Biafra from coming. Hausa is not stopping Biafra. Hausa want to be free. That is why they set up Boko Haram. Buhari wants a northern Islamic country. It is only Yorubas who are prevaricating because they don't know, nobody knows where they stand. But we are saying today that if we allow the imposition of candidate in Anambra State, we might as well go home and sleep because we are not worth anything at all. I hope I'm correct.
Yeah, you are correct, Director. The thing is that when you start evil, you never stop. They have already studed it and then he has carried on because nobody opposed it.
Nobody opposed it. Yes, of course, nobody did, and that's what we're saying. But please hold the line for a second. Let's try and take this call. You are the first caller today. You're a very lucky man or boy or woman. Please give us your name and where you are, please.
Good evening, Mr. Nnamdi. It's Tochukwu. I'm calling from Exeter.
Yes, very dedicated listener.
I'm happy I'm the first caller.
You are, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to sort of give my opinion and sort of ask a question with regards to today's topic, especially the topic regarding the imposition of the governor in Anambra, seeing that I'm partly Anambra as well.
Yes.
It's sort of crazy, seeing that from Rocha, Okorocha, and from what I'm learning now, certain leaders as well in the past have been all imposters, sort of people who have been imposed on us by outsiders, mainly like the Hausa people, So I don't know what is the major problem. Why is this the situation? And how do we sort of stop this now from happening again? In this
yes.
this year, how do we stop this from happening come 2014 or 2015?
Yes, how we are going to stop this thing from happening is perhaps maybe Dr. Gepa can tell us what his view is. How can we stop this? That is the question that the caller is asking. How do we stop this imposition of people, especially before 2015? Is that correct, my brother? That's what you're asking, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
How do we stop it? How do we stop it? And maybe Dr. Gamba has an answer to that.
Yes, I'll be listening and I'll call back if I have any other thing to say. Thank you very much.
Answer. I wish I can have a simple answer. But the answer rests on the people. The answer rests on the people. If and only if the people can resist, say, any imposition. Like, now that it is known, it is a fact that whoever that is going to emerge under the platform of PDP in the next election in Anambra State is Jonathan Goodluck's imposition. No matter how free or fair it may be, it is Goodluck Jonathan's imposition on the people of Anambra State, on the people of Imo State. Then, are we going to fold our hands and keep quiet and accept it and accept this imposition or not? If the answer is yes, then everybody should keep quiet, pretend as if nothing happened,
and get on with life. And get on with life. Let's take this call, Doctor. This is Radio Biafra. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, my name is Ono Hakeleji. I'm calling from Cologne, Germany.
Ono Hakeleji from Cologne, Germany. You're through to the whole world, and this is Radio Biafra. Go ahead and give us your views this evening.
Yeah, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I'm first-timer listener of Radio Biafra.
You're welcome to the family.
A friend of mine here in Germany told me about it. I'm so much interested, so I try to make time to listen to it.
Thank you.
What you guys are saying about the President of Nigeria imposing leaders of Igbo land is very, very wrong, and I'm still insisting. What you guys are doing is really good, educating our people for them to know where we are heading to. Yeah. We are no more slaves. And with the strength of Igbo people, if we can join hands together, I believe we can move mountains. No matter what they are doing, let's stand on our feet and know what belongs to us. I know we are going to make it. So whatever we are doing, we should always be one. And I pray God will always sustain us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, and God bless you. Thank you very much. We are very grateful for your call. We are grateful for your call. Thank you very much. Please, Emmanuel Ojukwu called us on Skype. Please, Emmanuel Ojukwu on Skype. We do apologize. The hand pressed the wrong button. We would like you to please call back if you may. We would like you to call back. Thank you very much. That was a first-time caller, our brother from Cologne in Germany. He said he heard it. A friend told him. That is what we want everybody to do. Please go out and tell your friends about it. Go and tell your friends about Radio Biafra. It is very, very important. This is Radio Biafra. The whole world is listening. Give us your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is Paul. I'm calling from Thailand.
From Thailand. Please go ahead. The world is listening.
Yeah, this is my first time of listening to Radio Biafra. A friend of mine just told me about it.
That is wonderful.
So I decided to call.
Thank you very, very much. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, regarding the topic which has been raised concerning the president of Nigeria imposing a governor into Anambra State, I felt that is very, very wrong. And if we should know that they have decided to impose a governor to the Anambra people, so each and every one of them who are in the Anambra to forget about going out, stopping themselves on the sun, thinking about how to vote because their vote doesn't count.
At all.
The vote doesn't count. And like you rightly said before, Nigeria is just an entity called Nigeria. It is not a country. It is being governed by a group of people. So it is no longer a country. It is just a zoo. It is a zoo. That is what it is now.
Yes, it is.
A bunch of animals that fill the country.
Absolutely.
So I think we should come together and join hands and make a Biafra real. That is where we belong.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That is our brother, another first-time caller. The same way somebody told you about Radio Biafra, also go and tell somebody else about Radio Biafra. Thank you very much for calling, and may God be with you. We finally have our brother who is. We're asking Ojukwu to please wait. You are through to Radio Biafra. Please give us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello.
Ọ bụ gịnị ka ebi hapụ gbalatatu redio nnu gbalatatu redio eweli iwe ndewo line ga-adịchaghị mma eme ka ịkpọchi anya azụ ọzọ Now, this is Radio Biafra. I wanted to speak Igbo there. This is Radio Biafra. Please, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Odelemo Oluoku.
Odelemo Oluoku. Good man. Go ahead. We are listening.
Yeah, actually, I want to take you back to yesterday.
Yes.
About the man who called from India who said he would be going to Nigeria.
Yes.
And he wants to do a one-man mobilization.
Yes.
I think we should create room for a one-man mobilization. How do we do that? And I'm of the opinion that BIAFRA should create a sample, like a flyer on the website. It could be a very simple message. What is happening in the north? Do you like it? On Biafra we stand. Very simple message. And under it should be this pamphlet is being distributed by the Human Rights or Radio Biafra or whatever. It should be uniform. It could be a very simple something. So that if anybody travels down to the east or to the Nigeria, wherever, I can easily go to the Biafran website, print a sample out, go to a local printer, print about 1,000 copies. So print 1,000 copies, I don't mind going to anywhere, dump it. The important thing that is circulating everywhere. If they like, they can use it to wrap akara or wrap agidi or wrap whatever. But people are seeing it, the flyers are just everywhere. So everybody who is going out can print 500 copies, 200 copies, let them be flying everywhere. People will be seeing it, people will be reading them. I think it will help by using flyers. Because each time I call Nigeria, I find out that loads and loads of them don't know about Radio Biafra.
Yes.
Loads of them. But if we can go underground, grassroots, let everybody, top pusher, whoever, market women, frying akara, they wrap it up, they will see it on that flyer, Biafra. Distributed by so and so person on Biafra we stand. What's happening? Do you like it? A very simple message.
That is possible. You said going to a printer. Will that printer print it for free for us when we go to meet the printer at home?
I'm not what I'm saying is individually. That is individual mobilization.
Oh, okay. If you mean an individual, but even that individual must also factor in the fact that if you're going to mobilize back home, it's going to cost you money. Do we agree on that?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a one-man mobilization.
Okay.
If I go down to East and I go to your website, I print out a sample. If I get the sample, it must be uniform. As I get the sample, I go to the local printer. I say, here, I want this printed. It could be 1 centimeter by 5 centimeters, 2 centimeters by 6 centimeters.
Yes.
If I go to the local printer, this is what I want. 2 centimeters by 6. The same thing. If Mr. John goes down to the east, he will do the same thing. Mr. Peter the same thing. Go to your local village, dump the pamphlets there, dump the flyers there. People will be saying it. People can't do flyers to wrap akara or whatever. But if there, people are seeing them, people are reading them.
Okay, it's a very good idea, it's a very good suggestion, but there is always a saying all the time. The reason why there has to be coordination is because, as I said previously, we have tried this thing before. In 2010, when P2B wanted to criminally get himself into office, we warned Anambra people, we produced a news magazine here, printed it in the United Kingdom here, somewhere in Elephant and Castle. We sent it, packaged it, and sent it down for people to distribute in Oka. It was MASOP members that got hold of, maybe fortunately, the same person with your surname, Emmanuel Moluoku from Nnewi, was arrested and detained with the group of people, his friends he got with him, that were distributing these materials, saying that your election is your doom. What happened in Anambra today? The same thing will happen again. My brother, you need to understand the forces that we are fighting against. The forces that we are fighting against is not the Northerners or the Yoruba people. It is the forces, the enemies of progress, the forces of evil and darkness from within. It was MASOP members that took them to Nigerian police and handed them over there. If people are doubting, I'll bring Emmanuel Moluoku tomorrow on the air to tell people exactly his experience and narrate it line by line, blow by blow. This is Radio Biafra. We don't lie. Anybody thinking about it should go and ask Dozie Ikedife, because I rang him to alert him to what was happening during this period. That is what we are telling you, that some people are wearing Biafran regalia, saying they are in Biafra. They are working for Nigerian government. They are agents of the Nigerian government. If you do anything concerned, the same people you're going to mobilize will hand you over to Nigerian police. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah.
So things are very, very bad. your suggestion is a very good one. There was a word you used which I loved very much. You said, take it to your village and dump it there. It may end up as akara, it may end up as anything that it is, but at least the message will get out. But for you to go and go street by street distributing flyers, there is as somebody said a while ago, there is a war that has to be fought from within before we go and face our enemies. We need to cleanse our house first. If we don't cleanse our house first, we cannot confront the enemy and succeed. We cannot fight a war on two fronts. It happened to us before. We can't afford to do that again. We have enemies at home. Nigeria have fed them. They are living on Lajis from Nigeria. We are saying enough is enough. We must make sure that those people will not disturb us before we go and face the enemy, or else we'll be in trouble. We are grateful for your suggestion. We are grateful for your call. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you very much. Yes, I believe that Doctor is still there. You have been following all the discussion. Our brother wants us to obviously go and do something as a one-man mobilization. I don't know how far that can go, in your own opinion.
It will be difficult, as you pointed out, which obviously we tried, and we know how far we got. It is one. It is going to be very expensive. One, and secondly, it is also going to be risky. One, although people are dying every second of the day, people don't care. The government don't care. Nobody cares about the loss of life. Killing, spilling of blood is nothing. It doesn't make a news. Now, I don't even need to mention abroad, because it's a different program entirely. But it pains me the level that the human life has been relegated to such an extent that when something happens, nobody cares. Life doesn't worth anything. People die, nothing. As if nothing is happening. So we don't want to continue to lose our people that way. So as you said to him, it is a good idea, but it's supposed to be properly coordinated.
Yes.
If it is coordinated through the Human Rights Initiative, an organization that is registered, everybody knows, then there will be some element of respectability, and the government will supposedly accord some level of
they can't do anything, yes, because we're in court. That is why it has to be gone. That is why we have to channel it from this end. Doctor, thank you very much. Stay where you are. This is Radio Biafra. Please give us your name and where you're calling from, please. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, please lower.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Please lower your system. We beg you, lower your system, because listeners are complaining that people are not turning down their system. You need to lower it. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Please lower your system. We beg you, lower your system, because listeners are complaining that people are not turning down their system. You need to lower it.
Now, can you see the problem this is causing? How can we be talking to us? Can you lower your system, or I will cut you off? Please, if you're joining us, that this is Radio Biafra. We don't like people not being able to follow very simple instructions. If you call Radio Biafra, lower your radio. Turn the volume of your computer down. Turn it down. The fact that you can hear other people means that when you speak through your Skype, when you speak through your phone, we should be able to hear you as well. Do not leave when you speak, you wait to hear your voice and then you speak again. It makes a mockery of what we're doing. It gives the impression that we don't know how to handle modern technology. And we want to give the world the impression that we are civilized people and we know where we're going. When you come, this is Radio Biafra. We don't waste time. We don't faff about. Turn your system down. If you don't turn it down, we will not take your call. We are making it abundantly clear. We will not take your call. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, good evening. My name is Vincent, calling from United Kingdom.
Go ahead. Vincent, go ahead.
I want to ask a question. The question I want to ask is Anambra State, the inheritance of Goodluck Jonathan and Ateze?
It is, yes. That's what I'm telling you.
My question I have to ask is Anambra State inheritance. Is it Anambra State inheritance of Goodluck Jonathan and Ateze?
Yes, it is, because it has been from time immemorial. It is the gift of whoever is ruling Nigeria, be it Hausa, Yoruba, or any other person, to tell us who should govern us. It's been happening. It's not a new thing.
But I think this is, 21st century, Nnamdi. Anambra people are the one that have right to decide who is their governor, not the president. It's almost like in the United Kingdom we live here now. For instance, the Queen have to go to Scotland, so I want this so person to be the Prime Minister or be the head of state in Scotland. How can is it ever happening?
It cannot happen, but unfortunately, it cannot happen in Scotland, as you said. But unfortunately, where we come from is a zoo. What happens in a zoo? If you go to Regent's Park to see wild animals, what happens? There is no orderliness, there is no control. But our own is that we are not even an organized zoo. It's like Serengeti. Dog eats dog. Anything, vultures can come in and hyenas can kill flamingo. It doesn't matter. It is, people need to understand the level of depravity and primitivity in Nigeria. When white people say, black people are monkeys, people think they're joking because of what they have seen. The evidence is what to see.
To be honest with you, my brother, I feel totally ashamed, disgusting, to be able to listen to this. I was saying to these people are insane.
They are insane.
Are they mad?
They are mad.
How can a tree cannot make a forest? How can one person say, I want this man to be the president or the governor of a particular state, whereas it's not even from that state either. Yes. How can that happen? Where are Anambra people? Are they not alive? Are they sleeping?
Yes, they are. They are sleeping. They are looking for money. That's why Zoo River happened.
I think it's crazy.
It is.
It's actually it's madness. They really need to wake up. There's no time. This is 21st century. This cannot be happening. One person cannot say, I want this person to be the governor of Anambra State. Why? Is it his father's property? Is it his inheritance? This is only what I want to contribute this evening. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you. I can see how upset you are. Thank you very much. When we get upset, a lot of people don't understand why. But talking alone is not going to save us. We have to go ahead and do something about it as well. Talking on its own is not going to do anything for us. Let's go and take this Skype call and hope that they turn their system down. This is Radio Biafra. We hope your system is down. You turned it low, yes?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, Larry from Madrid, Spain.
Larry from Madrid, Spain. Thank you very much. We can't hear any sound from your end, which is very good. Go ahead. The whole world is listening. Go ahead.
Good. Good evening, Mr. Nnamdi.
Good evening.
No, it is very, very appalling of this what I'm hearing this evening about Nigeria and everything. Is like discouraging every day. Every news coming from there is discouraging. And the problem we are having here is that even the Anambra people that are being imposed governor right now, you will see some people will go and support Jonathan for doing it because of what they will gain.
Yes.
You see, we are giving these people the opportunity to insult us the way they like because we don't challenge them, we don't oppose them. All right. When this thing is happening now, the governor will be picked from his village. They will support their candidate.
Yes.
The town he come from, we support because of what they will gain. We are not electing our governors because of their qualification. We elect them because of what we get. If my brother is a bad person and I know that this person is doing wrong, but because of what I will get, the position I'm looking for, I will accept it. And that's what have been killing us today. If Jonathan will just go all the way to come and impose government in Anambra State and all the Anambra people accept it, what else do we think? Then we are done for. We are done for. If all the exes in Anambra or wherever they come from, as I said yesterday, went to Lagos to collect $3,000 from their own son,
it's terrible.
The level we have gone, the level the things have gone to,
is very sad.
It's very, very sad that our elders, if they come this low, who are there to say no tomorrow?
That is correct.
On this law, who is going to say no when a chief that will tell his people or call his villagers and tell nobody gonna follow this? Tomorrow we go to Lagos to collect something from a young boy that made his money 419. These are all these governors we are talking about are 419ers that sitting job yesterday. Many of these guys are sitting jobs yesterday. Remember.
Yes.
But because they have one godfather, another godfather, now today they are governors, they are politicians. They just matured for one another that stop sitting white people and start sitting their own people. Job.
It's terrible. It's job. That's what it is. They divide the money. And we tell you something today. If the allocation due to Anambra State, let me tell you what they do. If the allocation due to Anambra State is, say, 60 billion a month,
yeah,
you know what they do? They go and tell Goodluck Jonathan, oh, don't worry. Out of that 60 billion federal allocation, why don't you take 30? Take 30 billion and give us 30 billion.
So
that's what yes, of course. That's what they do. Of course, that's
okay. My another point I'm making here is this: when should we Igbo people completely understand a ground that say, the far it have gone, it cannot go further. We are not going further with this. Anybody that resists, we bring that person down. How long shall we? Haven't we died enough?
We have.
After all, there's nothing remain. Nothing remains anymore. Nothing remains.
We are dead already.
We have done so much. Our land has been devastated.
That is why we need volunteers.
Our land look like a desert. We don't near desert. We look like a. I don't know. It is so disheartening when you see Imo State, when you see Anambra State, we see all these people that a lot of businessmen are, and yet all these things are happening.
That is why we are going to change it.
In our own land.
That is why we are going to change it. At Radio Biafra, we are marching on. Nothing is going to stop us. People should watch and see. People are joining the campaign, the crusade, one at a time. They are coming. But as long as Radio Biafra is on the air, as long as the editorial board of Radio Biafra is existing, the world will know that there is a place called Biafra, and our people will be freed from this bondage. Larry from Spain, thank you very much for calling, and God bless you. You are following everything that we've been saying. But before you respond, please, before you respond, please, I must say that this is Radio Biafra. If you're joining us, the time now is say nearly 2 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock from here in London. A very not too damp but slightly cold London evening today. I'm Nnamdi Kanu at the studios of Radio Biafra. We have Chukwu Nebuneze with us and also Dr. Chukwuma Egemba. We are pleading with our callers. If you call, turn your system down. If your system is not down, we will not take your call. It's making us appear as amateurs when we are phoning into a radio station. We don't know to turn our system down. It's echoing and it's making our life difficult. Please, we don't want that. We want to present a level of decorum and civilized behavior to the outside world. At this point, I think it is important that I introduce a guest to Radio Biafra studios. But before I do so, this brother has been calling. Let's take his call. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Etelbert. I'm calling from China.
Go ahead, Etelbert from China. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. Go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Please, I'm so much happy with the movement we have to actualize Biafra. Do you understand me?
Yes, we do. Very clearly.
Yeah. But the question I need to ask there, does Britain knows about our agitation in the sense that we sit in their country to mobilize our people in order to get ourselves freedom? I want to know the opinion of Britain about our agitation, living or staying in their country to establish this our freedom.
Thank you, my brother. Don't go anywhere. Telbert, you're calling from China. At this point, I will introduce Carol Monday, who is white, who is English, who is British, not just British, but English, from their city, from their place we are broadcasting from, and she happens to be interested in Biafra. Please, Carol, say hello to our wonderful listeners all over the world.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. I just heard the comment from the gentleman in China, and Britain is aware, but I do think that there's not enough knowledge. Certainly for myself, I've had to dig out the knowledge about Biafra, and it's something that needs to be exploited more to raise the awareness in people here. But I do think that the British people, certainly the ones that I speak to, do support Biafra.
But yes, my brother, you've heard what she has started to say. This is Carol Monday, who devoted her time to work for Radio Biafra for free, is giving Radio Biafra support in every way. She is white. She's not just white. She is English, not Scottish, not Welsh, not from Irish Republic. She is English. So, I mean, and in India, she's coming from her own country. Radio Biafra is here broadcasting, and she is lending her support, coming to do admin work for us, devoting her time and her energy and her effort. So it was what you said is like very fortuitous that she's here, and then you have made this comment. That tells you how far we have gone in terms of making sure that the British establishment is aware of what we are doing, and they are supporting us. But the thing is that we have not done enough ourselves. Talking alone cannot give us Biafra. We have to take action, and maybe that is why Carol is here. But before she comes in, thank you very much for calling. Spread the good news about Radio Biafra. Tell everybody you know in China, everybody on Facebook, everybody you know on Twitter, everybody wherever they are, you call them on the phone, tell them to go to Radio Biafra website and listen to the truth. Thank you very much, and God bless you where you are. Thank you. Epa is please given what you have heard from Carol is here with us. She came in and our brother asked this question from China. So it's a very good thing that the whole thing sort of rhymed and synced together at the same time.
Yeah, welcome Carol to the program. The thing is that after the Civil War, we have never had a governor in the former Eastern region of the former Central State has not been imposed. Apart from former governor of Igbo State, but if you look at it from all the time of Africa to the present day, all the governors, including military governors, were all imposed. The governors that replaced were imposed. In fact, they rigged Obi out, but it was Obi took them to court. That's how Obi happens to the governor today.
And he compromised as well. He compromised as well, of course.
They have already rigged Obi out, and you could see that Obi haven't got there with the evidence. He haven't gone to court with the evidence he had. He wouldn't have been governor today. Because you see, they imposed the governor before Obi. Obi fought back, and they got it back. Got his mandate back. So now they want to repeat the same thing again. So you see, and the governor before them, he was imposed as well. And all the same people and all, if you look at them, they're all imposed. So it's like a recurring decimal.
Thank you very much. Yes, we will come back very, very shortly. Let us try and take this call from Skype. If the caller on Skype is still there, that is. This is Radio Biafra.
Hello, my name is Faras Nnamdi.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am listening for the today's topic of Jonathan Goodluck imposing someone on Anambra State.
Yes.
Yes, it has not begun today. It became a tale by moonlight. Every day it happens.
Yes.
What baffled me is this: is the existence of Igbos till this age. Nothing has happened to Igbos that the world say, where are those Igbos or where are those Biafra come from? I want to say something today. If it warrants us to go on naked, please let's make a date. We'll come naked. If the whole world can easily see us naked, then they will ask, why are you naked?
That is correct. They will arrest us and they will ask us where we are. Of course, it's a very good idea. Yes.
Why are we naked? Why women and men are naked? What happened? We became naked. If it's dead, some would dead, no problem. Prison, there's nothing bad about that, because I have never had anything happen to Biafra. The world is saying what happened there, what really happened there. Imagine something happened to Baga. People are sending expatriates to come
from America. From America.
He was in a motor park to board for his own suffering of his life. Someone bobbing him. Nobody talk. They look at it as just like a child play. If he warranted our women and we to go naked, we will go to naked. There's nothing shame about it. We are naked in the street for protest. Everybody was naked. We shall be naked and do it. If the world cannot see our nakedness, okay, let their eyes be blind.
I agree. I couldn't agree more with you. But Carol, are you suggesting we go naked on the road? Is that what you're going to do?
For them to see us, because they have never seen us. Anything that happens to Biafra, nobody see it. It's just like a sleeping time. But anything happens to that region, everybody pick interest.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let us ask Carol. She's here. Yes. Do we have to go naked to make our point?
I'm not sure that would work in London. It's very cold here.
It's very cold, is it?
Yeah. It's cold here. I don't think it would work. I don't think the people would submit to that. But certainly, I know that I've had people say that they want to chain themselves to Parliament and see if they would be left to starve, like the people in Biafra. I certainly think that more has to be done in outside of Igbo land. More in America and England, there has to be a stand. I'm not saying to go naked, but there certainly has to be some sort of stand. I think that you'll be laughed at if you were naked in London.
So that won't be the way to do it. We can check, but we can chain ourselves somewhere, isn't it? Let's see where this caller thinks.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Radio Biafra. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, I'm calling from Scotland.
Yes, wonderful. Go ahead. And your name is important to us.
Stephen from Scotland.
Go ahead.
Yes, I made a point a couple of weeks ago about this same thing that is really bringing up a lot of issues now, a lot of anger about our governors being imposed on us from the Oga at the top. If I may say that.
Oga at the top, yes.
The point I'm trying to make is, I've said it repeatedly, I don't care who they put there as a governor, but the fact remains, let us start holding them accountable, because even the little that is being given to them, in the real sense, look at it this way, the Igbos are being marginalized in two ways. One, by the ruling party or the government in power to start with. Secondly, by the people that have been given the authority to rule them, or through election or whatever, the people that got to power, however they got to power. So it's what you call a catch-22 situation. Double tragedy?
Double tragedy, yes.
Exactly.
If we go right, you don't know where left, nowhere. Yes, go ahead.
At this point in time, this is when we should start holding. How much are they being given? It is there. This is where we should start holding them accountable, because even if that little is utilized properly, if that little is being utilized properly, my brother, things will change. I've said my own bit for the day, and of course, I hope people listen to it, and because at the end of the day, you vote, you don't vote, it doesn't count.
So, but are you saying that we will not make more of a headway if we say, since they're going to impose somebody, why bother voting? Let us sit at home.
Exactly.
So the world will know that they are imposing people on us.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, what's this of going to vote when you know it does not count?
Exactly. Thank you very, very much, Stephen, for your call. Please, Carol, before you come in, I hope that Dr. Egemba is aware of this whole thing. Doctor, please, before I bring in Carol, what do you have to say regarding the caller that you've heard now, and what we are saying, that we keep saying that boycotting the election in an organized way is still the best way forward? I'm sure you subscribe to that.
But honestly, it will be the best way we can send this message across. It is up. The problem we're having is organizing it, getting people to subscribe to this and buy into it. So the more we do something that will attract the attention of the world, the better.
Doctor, stay where you are. Let's take this call. This is Radio Biafra. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Germany, please.
From Germany, please lower your system. Lower your system. Can you lower your system, please? I don't think they're not following us. Doctor, you were saying I should cut him off. That was live on the air. Please go ahead and say what you were saying.
Yes, I did it because you have said it and you don't want to understand. If you connect somebody and you hear noise on the background, just cut him off and continue. Then they will catch the message. Right. What I'm trying to say in the fact that if it will take us being naked on the streets of London, Washington, and other cities of the world for the world to take us serious, to ask questions, to find out what is happening, so be it. Also, we don't need to take that route. We don't need to put that route. We need to be, as Carol said, I agree with her, we have not done enough. We are not behaving like people that are under bondage. We are not behaving like people that need a change.
we are too comfortable for the West to come and ask questions. We are waiting for the Western world to come and knock at our door to say, hey, what is wrong with you? Are you all right? No. We need to do something so that somebody will say, that man, something is wrong there. Until we do that, we will continue to go round and round without achieving any result. So I think with this summer coming, with Carol on board, and the anxiety, the anger that has generated since we come back on air, and that will still be generated between now and the end of this month and June, people will now be a little bit more receptive to whatever idea we are going to come up, which will help the world to understand what is happening. It has to be a very coordinated action from home and from different countries and cities around the world. It is important we do it, and the earlier we do it, the better.
Thank you very much. Carol, you heard what Dr. Gemba said regarding what we need to do. In your own assessment, you wrote a piece before for Radio Biafra. You wrote an editorial and you followed that up. I understand there is a piece also that you want to publish as quickly as possible. Dr. Gemba touched upon it as well. This idea of have we done enough in your own assessment in comparison to other freedom fighting movements all over the world? Have we done enough?
No, you certainly have not done enough. I am listening to you. You cannot be naked in the street because you'll be arrested. In London, you would just be arrested and then you would be shamed. But you certainly need to make a stand, and you need to make the powers know that this of the atrocities that go on and the corruption of the people in Nigeria that are in power, that are no good. They need to be named and shamed. Those that are using the money for the wrong things have to be named and shamed. If you're taking money out of the people and you're a politician, now in England they're naming and shaming you and making you go to prison for these crimes, for using the people's money in the wrong way. Why are these things not happening in your country as well? There has to be. There's so many Igbo people across the world. I am amazed at the extent of how far the lineage goes. Those people need to unite and stand, and nobody in the world can deny that Biafra has to be freed.
Yeah, but are we doing are we doing enough?
No,
what do we have to do?
No, you're not doing enough. Radio Biafra is struggling. It's weak. It needs volunteers. It needs people to come forward. It needs investment. It needs to be top. It needs the papers to stand up and recognise Radio Biafra, Guardian, Telegraph, Times, across the Washington Post, whoever across the world. These papers have to be knowing and saying, look at these people, look what they're doing.
And until they do that, the powers that be won't.
You're there mumbling in the background. The powers that be don't have to worry about you, because it's not the powers that be that you need to get their attention. You need to get the average people's attention in every country, because we vote for our parliament, and therefore we need to, like myself and other people in England, we need to understand what's stuff, and we don't know. If I tell people, they don't know what's going on. A couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I never heard of Biafra. It's only through following things that I'm beginning to understand what happened in Africa. And I can tell you from an English point of view, most people have never heard of Biafra.
Yes, and so are you saying that the work we're doing is not working, or?
It's working, but it's very slow.
So we need to speed up our game.
Yeah, you need to put some backup to it. You need these thousands of people across the world to stand up. How many Igbo people are there in the world?
Okay, let's ask this caller. This is Radio Biafra. You heard what Carol said. What have you got to say about that?
Yeah. Hello, I called in precisely because of that. Thank you very much, Caroline, for recognizing obviously what a lot of people have sort of been suggesting. This is Tochukwu.
Yes.
Basically, I agree, and to be honest, if this Biafran struggle is going to have meaning and go to the level we want it to, it's about time we'll make the world question who are these people. Exactly. By doing something tangible, around the world. Like someone has been suggesting consistently, in this station, is that we must come out en masse, and demonstrate in the capital or in every major city around the world, this will make people to begin to question, who are these people exactly? What are they requesting? And I 100% agree with Caroline that though we are doing something, or though Radio Biafra is doing something, more must be done. That's my contribution. And the way more should be done is by making the world to ask and inquire, who are these people? What are they actually, sort of requesting? What is their request? Let us know their request. And this will give us more, sort of popular voice. From there, we can request, any other thing we want. But we must make the world to recognize our presence.
Thank you very much. That's a very Carol. Do you want to respond to that? Yes, go ahead.
I think Radio Biafra is your voice. It's your station, and this is what you need to support. I started to come on, I volunteered, and I'm shocked at how little has been given to Radio Biafra. There's only been a handful of donations in the last month. I don't know how they're surviving. They need to expand. They need to bring it so far forward that they'll hear your voice, because they're not lying, they're going live, they're showing the people the truth, they're not corrupting it. You yourself can come on the phone and speak and be heard across the world.
Let us ask this caller then. This is Radio Biafra. Please give us your name and where you are.
Yes, this is Prince Darlington. I am calling from Senegal.
Lower your radio.
Okay. Yes, can you hear me now?
It's better now. Go ahead. Anytime you call Radio Biafra, you lower your radio.
Hello?
Once we take your call, you lower your radio. Yes.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Very well. We have been hearing you since. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I think the last caller, I agree with him in some area and disagree with him in other areas. He said that the Igbos are being marginalized in 2 ways. But I want to state it here with record that Igbos has been marginalized in many ways. I have my statistics, which I can state down here for you to understand what I'm talking about. Yes. The creation of geopolitical zone in Nigeria will be marginalized in that aspect. And that is the reason why I said that I disagree with him in some areas, because we have been marginalized in many ways. For example, you see where the zone, the thing, the Northwest have 7 states, Northeast have 6 states, North Central have 6 states, Southwest have 6 states, South have 6 states, the Southeast have 5 states. Then the local government in Nigeria, the local government there, the Northwest have 186, Northeast 112, North Central 115, Southwest 138, South 123, and the Southeast 95. This is secondary. Then the other constituencies, Northwest are having 92, Northeast 48. If I go on and on and on and on start stating this, you will understand my grievances. I'm not happy.
So what are you hang on. What are you going to do about it?
In every way.
What are you going to
do before and say that we can go naked on the street for the whole world to see us and ask who are we? The United States and United Kingdom knows that Biafra is there.
They don't
know about us.
They don't know.
I want to state it clear. They know that Biafra
now listen,
is there.
my brother, listen very carefully. They do not know. P2B is in charge of Anambra State, Rochas Okrocha, Imo State, Theodoji, Abia State, Martin Elechi, Ebonyi State, what's his name, Sullivan Chime, Enugu State. These are Igbo people in charge of Igbo State contesting election in Nigeria. It defeats your argument when you go out and tell people that you are agitating. They'll ask you, who is Dora Akunyili? Who is Pius Anyim? These are your own people taking government positions in Nigeria, telling the same white people that things are normal. That is why when we say support Radio Biafra, people don't understand. You need to make Radio Biafra so formidable that when we speak, when you speak, people will listen to us, not to Pius Anyim, not to Rochas Okorocha, not to P2B. When we are talking about supporting radio, people don't get it at all. If you don't support Radio Biafra, we cannot defeat those people. We cannot defeat them. You have to defeat them before the world can listen to you. Emeka Anyoku is a diplomat. He goes abroad and he tells them, former Commonwealth Secretary General, oh, Nigeria is okay. Nobody's looking for Biafra. Do you know how far we have gone? We met Australian government. You know what they told us? None of you is making the right noise. When we say support Radio Biafra, is for a reason, to give this particular station a voice that can surmount the voice of all these wicked people. That's what we want to do. Not sitting at home saying, "Oh my God, we have a catalog of injustice." Yes, and then so what? That's what they ask you. Look at everywhere in the world. Look at Boko Haram. They want Islamic State. Are they waiting for anybody? It's not us calling them, say, "Oh, please stop. What do you want?" That is how you get your freedom, not by talking and talking and talk. I'm tired of talking. I will leave this station and go and do something else. If people don't understand, I'm tired of talking. You people should send somebody to London to come and do this. So every day we are talking. Every day we are talking. Every day we are talking. I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of talking. Thank you very much for calling. Please, Carol, I hope you don't mind. I'm slightly agitated. I'm fed up of talking all the time. I'm tired of it. Every time somebody will give me a list of injustices to Igbo people, to Biafrans, and then so what? After that, then what do we do? Please, but what do you have to say before I go and take another call?
Like we said, what I would say that, I mean, it's good that people have statistics. It's good that people are aware. And I wouldn't say that what the guys did was asking them what are they going to do about it. It's not, I think, the best idea. It's an individual. This is a collective effort that we
people have. It is the individual that brings the idea that the collective work on.
The idea, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is nobody has a monopoly of knowledge. The thing is that if somebody has such statistics, it means the person is aware of more aware than others, and he could be able to educate other people. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's not something to be discouraged. The thing is that we know where we'll be marginalized, and take note. And then like a lot of other our listeners have been saying, and the people in the who have been contributing today in the radio, that we have to kind of picking up our tempo. We are being a bit slow, maybe because of, and then we have to bring in ideas on how to raise the game, maybe. And I think that is where we're going to go. This area of people imposing governorship on within the Biafran area, we have to stop. Even if you say we are not ready to be able to, in fact, we will have to stand firmly against them imposing any single person in any Igbo in the Biafran area.
We are talking about yes. We all agree. We oppose them.
We will resolutely oppose it, and we will hammer on it. They will not do it again. It's because we have no voice before. That's why they've gotten away so far. But now that we have got a voice, they will not silence us, and we will create awareness in such a way that whoever imposes it, we will hold that person responsible for imposing that person and then for treating the will of the people. Igbo people have always been Democrats from time, and for people to be imposing leaders on them, which has never happened in the history of people land. Our forefathers don't know anything about it. The British that came and started imposing leaders on the Biafran. We never impose any leaders. You have to achieve whatever position you hold. So the thing is that it's so pathetic.
It is, yes. This is Radio Biafra. Please give us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good evening. My name is Valentine Oswald. I'm calling from London.
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to say that to everyone, all Biafrans listening, and wherever in the world, both inside Biafra land and diaspora, and also to say to you, Nnamdi, I know that a lot of callers call sometimes, they don't just get the gist and they start talking about listing all these problems. Our problems in Biafra and are endless, they are uncountable. We start recounting them every time, it's going to give every one of us headaches. So, like you said, you're tired of hearing them. I'm tired of hearing them. Everyone is. It's now the stage of action. So let us, if we are going to go out during this summer, let us start to find out dates, how we are going to coordinate it. Those who are registering 10 in each country should try and hasten up that. Those who are volunteering should volunteer. And everybody that calls, not only should you call, try and put your money where your mouth is. Try, but we need funds. Everything we are going to do, it's funding. This is it's important for us to start to become very realistic, because you have to look at is it achievable? Is it something we put time on? Is it realistic? It is realistic, but we also need funds. So everyone that's calling, wherever in any part of the world you're calling, we know the problems, we see it happening. They are not going to stop. They are not going to stop because it's until the solution we have prepared for it, which is getting the Republic of Biafra. That is the only solution. And that is the only solution that will probably stop this. We now have a country where our people will be safe, where there will be security of life or property, where people can live, even if you're not with what you live a qualitative life. And you have people you voted for giving you account of what they are doing with your taxpayers' money. At the moment, we are in an adopted country where that has not happened for the past 53 years. And our people are losing their lives. So we know all this. People should support Radio Biafra and believe human rights issues, and also join in, volunteer, so that this summer we can go all out, let the world know that we exist, and all the other actions we need to do to let the world know that something is going wrong, terribly wrong where we come from. We now start to execute them, because that is the next stage now. So Nnamdi, please, I just want to plead with you, please. I know it's hard when you keep hearing all this. It's hard for everyone, but I just want to encourage you to continue. And God will give us the strength to bear all these and the wisdom to go the right path. I just heard how you felt when the last caller called, and I thought I should call to give you some lots of encouragement and to also encourage all other Biafrans who are feeling down as well. No. Let us not feel down. Let us get strength and from each other and try and focus on the ball. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you. But before you go, we must place it on record that we are not here to be recycling problem after problem. As you said, we know that the list is endless. When you come on Radio Biafra, give us solution to the problem. What do you want us to do? And what can you as a person do? Yes. We are here. We cannot go from here to Senegal to mobilize people in Senegal. We can't go from here to Congo to mobilize people in Congo. We can't go from here to the US to mobilize those in US. Ask yourself a question. What have I done to mobilize my own people? We have said that the project at hand is we need a day of worldwide demonstration in every country of the world. That way, the world will know we have arrived. They cannot ignore us anymore. When Biafrans are protesting in every country of the world at the same time.
Yes, and I support that. And I'm ready. I'm giving it work. Anytime we pick the dates, I'm telling you, I'm going to be there. Here in London, I'm going to be out on full force with my friends and probably my family. So I volunteered. I just try to spread the word. I want everyone, wherever they are, to not only talk, like you said, do something. Join your own group in that country, volunteer, try and organize so that when that date will pick it, we all move out.
Move ahead.
That's the next stage.
And then we have done something. Then we move to the next stage. And then there is support for Radio Biafra. We must let the world listen to us and not to these criminals. How do you do that? You don't do that by every time we are lamenting. Every time we are lamenting, we are not doing.
I quite agree.
Look at Boko Haram. Before they started, did they write any list? Boko Haram came out and started action immediately. It is now left for you to go and find out why they're upset. It is for us to find out why Boko Haram are upset and they're claiming they want an Islamic country. They want to Islamize all of us. They are not listening to anybody. They are moving ahead. It is the world calling them and saying, please, what do you want? Please stop. You cannot be going about, you sit in the comfort of your house, you eat, you relax, and then you expect the world to come to you and say, oh, please, here is Biafra from DHL, or here is Biafra from
It's not going to work that way.
Let us,
I quite agree with you. Let us just stay focused and let everyone should do their own bit, please. It's important,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and God bless you. Yes, Carol, you're looking a bit. That is where we discuss and debate. Maybe you white people, you're not used to it. English people, you're used to having very quiet, calm. But of course, you fight in the House of Parliament sometimes as well.
This is intense.
It's more intense than what you experience. Yes. It's about. Is there anything that we're going to tell our people that would you can help, because obviously you're helping.
I was listening to the gentleman, and I totally agree with him. You need to volunteer so that the people can be united in each individual country through volunteering, so that when you do make a stand, that you make a stand in every country. And I also want to say that the English people are very unaware of Biafra. If you ask a Nigerian, or the word Nigerian, I say that word, here, they will say, I'm Nigerian. And then you have to investigate and to find out where they come from, whether they are Biafran or Nigerian. They don't know nothing. We think Nigeria is a prospering country. We think you have good telecoms, we think you have good internet, we think that for an African nation that you're actually quite well off. And it's only through research that I see that it's all a bluff. And I've done that for myself. I've had to dig that out myself. Nobody showed me this. So you need to show the rest of the world that this bluff that's going on in Nigeria. Because I've had people contact me and say, Carol, we hate the British. But it's only now you've come forward that we're seeing that maybe we shouldn't hate the British because we're being lied to just like you. Exactly. Or you've not made your case, is it? This is Radio Biafra. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
This is Obila Anthony. I'm calling from Malaysia. I've been trying on Skype, but you're not picking my call.
We cannot speak when other people are on the line. It is impossible to mix two calls at the same time, but please go ahead. We are listening.
All right. I want to thank you, first of all, for the good job you are doing. It's not easy. Each time you pick offense, you become angry, just take it as a work you are doing to God. My contribution today, first of all, I want to bring issue of judgment. Even Bible made us to understand that judgment will start from the house of God. It is written in 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 17. We Biafrans, if we should not be thinking of how to deal with these our leaders, the people you are mentioning that will come out even to the international community to tell them that Nigeria is okay, why they will go to Abuja and collect the 5 billion like Ohaneze did, and we are fighting over 20 million, just as I heard from Radio Biafra. If we should not think or start it immediately, not to think, to start it immediately, because I am someone who likes to hold the bull to the horn. If we should not start that, I'm telling you, we will still rigmarole ruling as we have been saying. Let that judgment start from us, just as P2P is delaying the autopsy. Let something be happen. Let him not think that because he is the governor of the state, he cannot be abducted. He was abducted when he was the governor.
Absolutely.
Excuse me, I'm coming. Things can happen. There are guys with the same heart of man at home who can do it. That is number one. Number two, I just want to say, because I don't want to take much of your time. Big countries like UK, US, and Australia, let Radio Biafra start working. Let others in US start doing. If you can have a good romance with them, I know you have to know this, that we Igbos, there are stupid people among us. Someone may come out and say whatever he wants, but let's have a romance, because media has a good role to play in this issue. Media has a good role. Britain, where you are, survived the German Nazi based on the history I have read, because of some propaganda they released when German Nazi were trying to capture Britain. I don't want to go much about that because I know that they may be backing you there or whatever. But
they're not backing us,
I want to say something regarding that radio. I want to say something regarding that media. Let something happen. Let the former Biafran radio in America start with effect. Whatever is going to cost, let it be. As I'm talking, I have registered, I have volunteered, and I have speaking to people. And a lot of people will be calling from this Malaysia based on how I have been speaking to them. Because I am a public figure, and I've been talking to people. This is my own contribution. I don't want to take much of your time. May God bless Biafra.
Thank you very much. Amen. Amen. We welcome that. Yes, we want every help. If you're going to start a radio station again, our sister station in the United States that closed down, Voice of Biafra International, is also going to cost money to open. Is that correct?
Everything is money.
I mean, I don't know if we actually appreciate that. British government, is your country giving us money to survive? Instead, we pay corporation tax and
the British people supporting BBC. They're not supporting Radio Biafra.
But that's why some people think that because we're in England, somehow we are being supported by the British government.
No, Biafra has to support Biafra.
It has to be. It's the duty of Biafra to support
those outside of Biafra, those in other countries that I still care about their family back home. They're the ones that are going to have to stand this cost.
Yes, that is correct. But let's try and see what we can bring this evening, because we have been having people try to tell us that they can give us who should govern us. They should give us who to. Do you see that ever happening in your country? That somebody coming out and say, this is going to be the MP for, say, Blackwater, or for...
No, we have to vote you in.
And if you try to rig the election, well, I think there was an incident a while ago when somebody tried to... He didn't actually rig the election. They said they falsified the postal votes, and I think he was disqualified. It was an Asian chap who was contesting somewhere up in the north of England who was actually disqualified. That level of very rigorous discipline is perhaps what is needed. But before you can have that, your country went through a revolution of their own as well, to overthrow the same experience we are having now. We are in relation to Biafra and having very corrupt leaders. Your country went through that experience and also overthrew what they considered to be a very unresponsive, uncaring regime. So what we are doing is not new. Revolution is not new. Trying to overthrow corrupt people is actually from God himself. God said you should get rid of these people.
There was corruption in this country, certainly, and certainly in government there was corruptions in the councils. But we've stopped that by naming and shaming them. They're in the newspapers, they're on the radio. We name and shame these politicians. If they take their mistresses to lunch on their expense account, they get prosecuted for that.
But we wish they took they took their mistresses to lunch. They are taking the coffers of an entire country, taking the NHS budget or its equivalent to do whatever they want to do. That things are very, very bad, and our people need to appreciate that. And complaining about it is not going to help us. We must do something about it. If you're joining us, this is Radio Biafra. We're coming to you from London. The time now is 20:42. That is roughly about, that makes it about, should we say, 15, 17, 18 minutes to, or say 17 minutes to 9 p.m. here in London this evening. There is still light outside. Those of, for some people who haven't been to where light is shining, or where you still have a measure of light around this time in the evening, despite the fact that we share the same time zone with Nigeria, that here you can still see somebody outside, but it's pitch darkness and everybody's probably gone to sleep. Let's go to Dr. Egemba to see what Dr. Egemba makes. Let us see what he makes of what we've been discussing all this while. Please, Doctor, go ahead.
Yes. Now, what I want to say in addition to what has been said so far is about mobilizing and our people doing something or taking action. You see, our people are being killed by the wrong people for the wrong reasons. Now, they are being killed in the north, they are being killed by road accidents, they are being killed by preventable diseases and other diseases. Nobody cares. Now, that's for the wrong reason. I want our people to be killed for the right reason. Yes, I'm not mad. I know what I'm talking about. If our people are killed for the right reason, then the world will take notice. What do I mean? It's just take it this way, or take it this way. Just imagine that
100 people, 1,000, 2,000, or thousands of people assembled in government house in Owerri, in Oka, in Enugu, in Abakaliki, in all these places. So said, no, this governor has done this terrible thing. Governor B, we want you to release the body of those killed in the river. We want you to release the autopsy of the carried out on these people. You have this autopsy. If you don't, you know who have it. We want you to release this report. If you don't, nobody's going anywhere. We are going to be here. Now, then, if Governor B orders shoot on site, then they start to kill people. Then there will be a pandemic. Everybody will start to ask questions. The internet, YouTube, news reported that there was a demonstration outside the government house in Oka, and there was order to shoot on site. X number of people are killed. Then the question will ask, what happened? What is the cause of the demonstration? What did the people demonstrate? What were they asking for? What is their demand? What is government to do? What? Question will start to be asked. By then, America will hear it. By then, BBC will hear it. By then, Guardian, Channel 4, they will send people back home to the Biafra land, to Anambra, to go and investigate, find out what is happening. By then, the thing now we are talking about, then we will get the international recognition, attention we are talking about. That is what I mean by our people being killed, to be killed for the right reason. Now, they are now taking a stand for something that concerns them. Then they make demand. If they are being killed in the north by Boko Haram, they will say, they give it a different name. Nobody will use it. But if you bring it home, if the same thing is reported, for instance, in Abia State, it is just a matter what is happening in Abia State, in Aba, for 8 years. That is, it's getting to 16 years now.
16 years.
The 8 years of all Jews are called, the 8 years of George.
That's correct. Yes.
The next 1 year for him to go. Okay, let's say for 16 years. What is it there to show for development in Abia State? If Abia State says, no, we have had enough, people come out, let us go to government house, let us go to the government account, come out and tell us what you have been doing with our money. They will remain there from morning to night, from night to evening, until, and when the government comes, or the work we will do is for them to be killed, to be shot. Then, person will be asked. Attention will be drawn. This is what I mean by our people need to be killed for the right reason, for investigation to be carried out. But can our people do that? This is a big question. Nobody wants to come out and take a patriotic action to get answer to a civil matter. Unless we do this, unless we remove that fear, not fear of calling radio station, unless people must die for people to live. Christ died so that we will live. Right? Now, do you know how many people that was killed during the Second and First World War so that the world can overthrow Hitler and live a normal life?
Somebody said a while ago. Somebody said a while ago that Britain resisted Hitler. You know the thing about black people and Africans is that they go for the juicy side of history. I've said it before. When we see iPhone, we go mental. When we see beautiful cars, what car are you driving? Is it Mercedes? Is it C-Class? Is it A-Class? Nobody actually asks themselves, how do they make Mercedes-Benz cars? How was iPhone made? When you read about the freedom in Britain, that you can travel, you queue, you get visa, you want to come here, because there's a chance you may be able to find a job that doesn't exist in Nigeria. You don't ask yourself, say, how were they before? Hitler came here to kill all of them. And they said no. And people died that we may have freedom. Our people need to get that into their skull. that there is sacrifice to be made when you want freedom. If you cannot make sacrifice, please stay in your house and keep reciting a very long list. It makes no sense to anybody. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you're calling from, please. Hello, this is Radio Biafra. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good evening. And
good evening.
Please.
Good evening.
Yeah, please, let us not just going about these criminals in Igbo land. I think their tenure is up. Their time is up. We don't need. They should know that their time is up, and Radio Biafra was not brought up to speak about Nigerian politics. For the presidency appointing governors for Igbo land, it is not today. It is no longer. It doesn't make a headline news anymore. They have been doing it of the past. So please, we should talk about how to mobilize ourselves, because after all, Anambra State gubernatorial election, when is it coming forth?
It's next year. No, it's later this year. I think it's around November of this year, so I'm not too sure.
Okay. Then, if that is the case, let us go gather ourselves together and start doing something which will paralyze that country so-called Nigeria. Let us not be just talking about their politics. We will be happy that we are talking about their politics. Let us talk about realizing our land, our country. That we make them to receipt and think again. Yes. I don't know whether I'm good about the sense there.
No, of course you're making a very, very valid point. Yes, we need to do, but the thing is about placing things within context. Is to bring to the attention of people precisely what is happening. Is to make people realize that their life is in danger. That what is happening is unacceptable. How again do we enthuse our people? The amount of people volunteering, yes, it is the bulk of the people are people at home. We ask people to volunteer. The people volunteering are those suffering. That is why I respect them so much. Are the people actually suffering under the burden? 99 people abroad don't care. When you don't care about your own people, you don't deserve any respect from anybody. When you are looking at your people dying and you do nothing, you are not fit to be a human being. You're not human.
Yeah.
You're not a human being.
You see, my brother, if you look at it, even the rescue Israelites from the land of Egypt, it was few hands. It was just Moses, supported by Joshua and Caleb. You understand that? So we don't need multitude. God never walked to multitude. If we are waiting for the day all the whole Igbo people will rally around, they are war. We need like-minded people as you want, as you started it. In each country. I'm telling you the truth, we are going to move mountain. This is what we want. If you are looking for all of them to gather together, no, we cannot get to there. So this is just what I want to contribute to, my brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think there is no need to be obviously asking everybody to come along. We will work with the numbers that we have. Let the rest keep writing emails, keep exchanging letters. Let them keep talking to themselves and praying for Biafra to come without taking any action. For us, the time for action has come. There is no time to be talking and talking and talking. Every year, talk. Every week, talk. Give me Biafra, give me Biafra. Who is going to give you Biafra? Abraham will wake up from the dead, or Angel Gabriel will bring it to you. You've done nothing. All you have said is, oh, God bless you, we are suffering. God knows that we are suffering. And you think you can get Biafra that way? You must be dreaming. This is Radio Biafra. Please let us try and see if we can take this call and see what the caller has to say. This is Radio Biafra. Please give us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Obinek. I'm calling from London.
From London, go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Yes. First of all, I just want to thank the management, the editor, the management of Radio Biafra for the wonderful job they are doing.
Thank you.
Because I have about 5 people who have been calling today to get through to Radio Biafra, and they couldn't get through. That shows how much Radio Biafra has been patronized. I must really thank all of you very much for what you have done, because you have really sanitized the entire Igbos and the Nigerians and also other Africans who did not know the plight of the Igbos. And now through your efforts, they now know the plight of the Igbos. They know that Igbos are the Jews of Nigeria.
Thank you.
And we're being marginalized, we're being killed every day, and the world is not saying anything. And through the voice of Radio Biafra, the world is hearing the cry of millions of Igbos who have died and continue to die. And I will say that very soon the world will come to the aid of Biafra, because it's enough. Enough is enough.
That is correct. That is correct.
Enough is enough.
We hope so and we pray so. We hope so and we pray so. But before the world comes to our rescue, we must rescue ourselves. We must place ourselves in a position where the world can recognize that truly, truly, these people are worthy or they are deserving of help. The same way they are giving help to all other liberation movements all over the world. The same way they can come. But we have to be doing something ourselves. We need to support each other. We need to make things happen. Not just say it, but make things happen. We need to mobilize. These are the same people that some few days ago people said, oh, go and meet Igbo politicians. They are the same people killing our own people, withholding the result of the autopsy. The same people you want us to go and meet. How can you get Biafra when you are surrounded by criminals? It is not possible. We are very grateful for your call. And thank you very much for calling. And God bless you. Stay blessed where you are. Thank you very much. Yes. That was a caller from London, Obin Negeku, calling from London, saying that what Radio Biafra is doing is fantastic. We are taking calls from all over the place. We are very busy. This is Radio Biafra, the only voice, the only recognized voice projecting the plight of Biafrans to every end of the earth. We are the only medium that is listened to by every government, every intelligence agency, everybody that is interested in African either development or destruction listens to Radio Biafra. That is why it is very, very difficult to get through to us sometimes, because people are clogging up our system. Our lines are busy all the time when we come on air, because we are the largest indigenous broadcaster on this platform from Africa, without any shred of a doubt. Please go ahead and give us your opinion. We will be bringing the program to an end very shortly, please. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Just your opinion, please go ahead.
The last caller, kind of summarized what a lot of people have in mind. And the thing is that we don't have to dwell much on our predicament. Except we have to kind of concentrate and try to find solutions to the problem, because we know what our problems are. So the thing is, we have to how do we go about circumventing it and change and bring a change? That is what we should concentrate and focus all our energy towards. As for whether we know what we're up against, we know that the type of people we have there. We know the type of leaders we have. We know the type of work we need to do to be able to change. We know the nature of the people we have there. We know the value they now have. That is the value that our people that that is on not us, on Igbo, on Biafra. Never had a value whereby you put money before prestige, before anything else. You put good name is better than money.
Let us see if Egemba actually concurs. But before we do that, let's go and take this call. This is Radio Biafra. Give us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Honora. I'm calling from Amsterdam.
From Amsterdam. Yeah, go ahead. The world is listening. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm very grateful. I want to thank you for everything people are doing there. I believe that God is with us, and I pray that God will give us what we are looking for. And I want to thank you, and I want to thank you for, in fact, everything that we are doing there. And I'm happy for we to have somebody like the white girl, the white girl that is
yes, Carol Monday. Carol Monday. Yes.
Yeah, Carol. Yeah, yes. Yeah. So what I want to say is concerning the 10-man something that you say. So I want you guys to check and see if there's any country who have completed that 10-man something, so that we can fix states state of the mass.
No, it has to be coordinated. The world has to know that we want Biafra or we don't want it. If we cannot get 10 people from 10 countries to coordinate this thing, that means we are not serious people. As simple as that. How can we be asking the world to give you Biafra? We are praying to God to give us Biafra. You don't want to do anything about it. God will abandon us. Can you want to go to heaven if you don't read the New Testament? Or repent or go to church? Or pray? How can you be close to God if you don't pray? It's not possible. If we cannot get 10 people from 10 countries, that means we are not ready for Biafra. We are not serious. That means that we are saying that the best thing for us to do is to go into armed conflict. If you don't want us to go into armed conflict, you come out, you participate, and you become a part of I don't know. Anyway, Carol, perhaps you can respond to him, because our people will need to understand that there's work to be done. We have a lot of work to do. A lot of work we must do. A lot of it. A lot of it. God will not come, my brother Osita. God will not leave heaven to come down unless we move. God will not come and bring out the autopsy report from P2B. It's human beings that will bring it out. A spirit will not go to P2B and say, today we must have the autopsy report, and it will come out. No. It is us, as Dr. Egemba said, that will compel him to say, we need our autopsy report, and he will release it. And nothing can stop us from getting that from him. Go ahead, please, Carol.
I think God gave us freedom of choice, and now you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice to stand together, but you have to take it in steps. First of all, you have to put your voice out to the world, because most of the world is uneducated about that part of Africa on a whole. So you need to educate through Radio Biafra. You need volunteers to come forward so that they can make groups of Igbo people in these different countries, Malaysia, Trinidad, London, the States, Spain, all these people that are phoning in. They should at least have 10 people that could make a party together that can support their own radio link there. Then they can boycott these governors that you have there, and then they can stand up and march so that the people become aware. The only way you're going to make the world recognize you is through knowledge. It is the only way. If an English person dies abroad, if one English person dies overseas, England hears about it on the news. So why, when you're one of your people dies at home, do you not know about it? You need to bring this forward. We need to know everything. People in England are unaware of Biafra.
They have to be educated on it.
Yeah, they don't know about it. They know nothing.
Exactly. And through action, we'll be able to do that. Thank you very much, my brother Osita. And have you registered?
Yeah. I've done that. 5 days ago. I've registered and I have sent it. I have submitted.
Strong man. Yeah. Tell everybody. Does it mean there are not up to 10 of you in Amsterdam that believe in Biafra that can volunteer? Not up to 10 people.
There's many. We are many here.
So why haven't they registered? Why haven't they registered? Or why haven't they gone to the website to register?
I don't know. I don't know how many people who have registered. But what I know is that I have registered on my own.
Okay.
So it's you people who are there that are supposed to know those who have registered and those who have not registered.
We know those who have registered, and I'm telling you that from Amsterdam, there are not up to 5 people from Amsterdam. I'm telling you that. The only people who are complete are the likes of India, Australia, United States, and Britain. The rest, we are still waiting for confirmation. That is a fact. We are waiting for confirmation.
I don't know what is happening to our people. I believe that our people, we are great. We have all it takes to get what we want. In terms of anything, in terms of money, in terms of popularity, in terms of anything, we are great. We are great people. But I don't know why we are not joining hands together to make this struggle come alive. I don't know. In fact, I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know what's happening with our people.
Those that are praying should ask God. Nobody knows. Thank you very much for calling. Yes, Carrie, you want to say something?
I wanted to say, why are you not uniting Amsterdam?
No, it's not there anymore. It's gone. Go ahead.
That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to. I mean, there's how many people working in Radio Biafra? They can't do everything. They're trying to keep you online, and they're trying to get the information on the system. Everybody has to do their piece, and financially, I know that money is one of those things that we all worry about. But you have to support this, and unfortunately, that's the only way you're going to get through.
This is Radio Biafra. Please give us your name. That was the voice of Carol Monday who's joined us. Give us your name and where you are, please.
Yeah, good evening. I'm calling from India. Yeah, my name is Duke. I'm calling from India.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
What I want to...
Hello? Yes, Duke, we are listening to you. Can you go ahead?
Okay, what I want to contribute is regarding the way Igbos. What I know that Igbos, we are sleeping. Hello?
We are listening to you. We can hear you very well. Please, can you go on? We are listening to you and we are hearing you. Please go on.
Igbos, we are sleeping because if Igbos can wake up, we can get what we want. If you know what happened in Arab world, Arab country in Egypt when the Arab Spring goes up, the whole Arab country, everybody went out to the street and fight for their freedom, and all of them got it. But the whole Igbos are sleeping. Everybody is in his house talking how to get Biafra. We cannot get Biafra by sitting in our houses. We can get Biafra when all of us can come out and speak out so the world can hear us. Even in the Bible, they say that heaven help those that help themselves. So if Igbo people don't have to help themselves, so I plead that you people, you guys over there can sanitize our people so they can wake up. This is the time for the Igbos to wake up to fight for their rights. Thank you. This is my contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, you agree, isn't it?
Yes,
we are running slightly. Is that correct?
Yes, I do agree.
Yes, please. We'll bring the program today to an end. We have somebody who is on the line. Let us see if we can take this call. This is Radio Biafra. You are very lucky. We're about to bring the program to an end. Give us your name and where you are, please.
My name is Samuel Okoli, please. I'm calling from Manchester.
From Manchester, the world is listening. Go ahead.
Okay, my contribution tonight is regarding putting our words into action.
Yes.
Since I'm just trying to suggest that since the Great Britain, I mean the British government is actually pretending not to know anything about our predicament, even though they were the ones who helped Nigeria to crush us or to bomb us to submission and starve our women and children. I suggest that we organize and go march down to Westminster and chain ourselves there. Let them arrest us if they want, after all, that's what we want anyway. Then we take it from there. This is the only way we can start from England. We have to make Westminster and those MPs to know that even though they are pretending that they don't know what's happening, we know that they know what's happening, and we're not going to take it very, very easy with them.
Thank you. I agree with you completely.
Also back to American embassy, because America was there when millions were being murdered, starved to death in Biafra land.
Yes, I agree with you, and that's what we are going to. I agree completely and totally. It's a very good suggestion, and I agree. We have even volunteers on that front who want to coordinate this effort worldwide. That is why it seems as if UK, London is. We know what to do. We have radicals in our midst who are prepared to do whatever it takes to bring attention to the struggle, but we want to organize it in such a way that it is coordinated worldwide. That is the only thing stopping us now. People talking and not taking action is what is stopping us. And that is why our listeners must understand, if we sound frustrated sometimes, that talking alone is giving me headache. I can't take talk. There is no action. I cannot stand it. Thank you very much for calling.
Please, before you go again, I like to. Hello.
Yes, we are listening. Yes, go ahead.
I would like to also speak also that those Igbos who love going to the church, showing off, trying to impress whoever they are impressing there, especially those who will come out and think they have, because they have one or two Yoruba friends one or two Yorubas who are pretending to be their friends, who wouldn't even waste time before stabbing them on the back whenever they turn their back, and those who have one or two friends from the Hausa tribe, the Hausas who wouldn't even waste time before they murder them anytime things turn out to be anyhow. I say shame on to them, especially those who will go take all their money or even some of their money to be given to Yoruba pastors. Take Yoruba pastors, take fraudulent Yoruba pastors. How can a pastor be staying in England or anywhere in the world and people, his fellow Christians are being murdered for no reason because they are Christians, and he can't even speak out, can't even organize his congregation to say, okay, today we are going to make march down and send a strong message. What's the purpose of people going to church anyway?
Thank you very much. They go to church, but they don't do what God is asking them to do. They prefer to go to church, as you said, and give their useless tithes and give their useless offering to somebody who will use the money to go and buy a helicopter, use it to go and buy a jet, use it to go and buy fancy cars, and they call their wives mommy. These are daft people. We don't even need them in Biafra to start with because they are not reasonable people. We want men of action. We want women of action. We need volunteers. We need people to volunteer themselves to go and do this wonderful work for their country. Thank you very much for calling. We are very grateful for your call. And on that note, we bring today's program to an end. On behalf of the entire board of the editorial at Radio Biafra, the entire editorial board, we thank you for joining us this evening. We had Carol in the studio with us, Dr. Chukwume Gemba and also Chukwunebuneze. We hope you also be able to join us tomorrow. But before we go, please, Carol, any word of advice for people, any word of encouragement, because we love all of them.
We do love everybody. We certainly need to organise, support Radio Biafra, pick up the volunteering, and put the word out there.
Thank you very much. Volunteering for this work is very, very important. Supporting Radio Biafra is key. If you cannot support Radio Biafra, how can you even volunteer to start with? How can you come out to fight, to defend the honor of your people? How can you come out? Honor. You have no honor, do you?
If you're not supporting them, you have no honor.
It's not from me. It's from people who have experienced it before. Here, Churchill fought Hitler to a standstill. Had Hitler invaded, he would have won, but the people we are raised to stand and to fight. That is what we're trying to do, is to raise our people to stand. What we are doing is cleansing the cowardly attitude we took over immediately after the war. We don't want to be cowards anymore. The time has come for us to shed our cloak of cowardice and reclaim the honor for which our ancestors, for which our forefathers were very famous for. If you have joined us this evening from any part of the world, we are saying thank you very much. And please spread the gospel, spread the news regarding Radio Biafra wherever you may be. And also remember to join Radio Biafra again 7 p.m. tomorrow and support Radio Biafra. If you go to the website, you will see what to do. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, and God bless all of you.
gasia onwa bia odiko we jedebe onwa bia odiko we gasia we je kubolisa o mesi ogademma onwa bia odiko we gasia onwa bia obulolu ekwensu onwa bia odiko we gasia we welu ndede otesi ogademma Angananti asili umwenu Angananti okumu Angananti asili umwenu Ibi mena numu wagasilele Angananti asili umwenu Angananti okumu Angananti asili umwenu Ibi mena numu wagasilele